iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office, it's open, my friends. All right, we're going to start breaking down the games. The NFL Divisional Playoffs. So first today, I don't know, what should we start with? How about the AFC? Let's start with the AFC. First game we're going to start with is New England versus Houston. Houston at New England. Good luck with that one. I am trying so hard, so very hard to figure out how the Texans stay in this game. The first thing that needs to happen is Brock Osweiler better get injured. Because then maybe Tom Savage will come off the bench and something good might happen. Because as it stands right now, man, with Brock Osweiler in there, I don't see how this game happens. I don't see how this goes down with the Texans' victory. But let's just assume Brock doesn't get injured. They're going to need a special teams touchdown, a kick return, or a punt return. I think I'd be putting Will Fuller back there if I wanted any chance to win this game. I might need to see a defensive touchdown because I'm not sure this team can score more than 2 field goals on the Patriots. So if I got a special teams touchdown and I got a defensive touchdown, I got 2 field goals, you know what I got myself? That's right, 20 points. Patriots are going to score more than that. But if I'm breaking this down, Brock Osweiler, I don't think hits 200 yards. I think the key to this game for Houston is Lamar Miller. I mean, the guy had 31 carries last week. He's going to need a ton this week. A ton. And the Texans' offensive line is going to have to absolutely create holes. It's going to be a holy line out there. Got to create some holes for Smith to run through. For Miller to run through. If Miller can't, it's going to be over. DeAndre Hopkins is dealing with an injury. He's got a knee injury. For Dorowitz, we like. I mean, that's who Brock throws to. He throws to the tight end. Has Will Fuller been involved in weeks? There's no third receiver going on here. This team's a mess. Now, look, I congratulate the Texans on winning their first playoff game against the Raiders. I do. I'm happy for them. But it's over. It's done. You're playing the Patriots. I mean, really. If I'm in Vegas and this is like Houston Texans plus 5,000, I'm still taking the Patriots. I mean, please. So let's look at the other side here, the Patriots. Look, problem with the Patriots is we don't exactly know who is going to be running the football. Is it Blunt? Is it White? Is it Lewis? I think every week is a LeGarrette Blunt week. He's a very, very strong inside runner, and he's terrific at the goal line. He's just a beast. I believe the playoffs were when they wanted Dion Lewis to lead them to a victory. So I really think that Dion Lewis is going to be the breakout star of the playoffs for the Patriots. So you got Brady handing off to Lewis, who also can catch a ton of passes. You've got LeGarrette Blunt there in pressure situations and short yardage situations and goal line situations. You've got Edelman and Hogan, maybe a little Michael Floyd. You got Marty B. You have enough on offense because you don't have one guy that a team has to game plan for. Maybe Edelman. But, I mean, look, if Edelman only goes 4 for 54, doesn't matter. Hogan, Floyd, Bennett, Lewis, James White, they'll still get it done. I think this is a really good week for New England to get the cobwebs out because I think the AFC Championship game is going to be a tough game. I do, whether it's the Chiefs or whether it's the Steelers, right? One of those two teams is going to be bringing it to New England. So I think this is a really good week for New England to get Brady rolling, get the team going, see where the team is, just make sure the team is heading in the right direction for the important last 2 games. Now look, it's not like the Texans are a joke. I'm never going to call Clowney a joke. He's no clown. But look, they're not going to win this game. So I think this is a game that you want to see the Patriots figure out what they want to do. Is Lewis going to get 20 touches? Is Michael Floyd going to be part of this offense? What can we do with Marty B there? Can we get him involved? Let's not get anybody hurt in this game as we need them for the next two big games. That's what I'm doing if I'm the Patriots. I'm going to run a conservative game plan, get out to a lead, and then just hand the football off and have this game end. Right? I'm going to win this game something like 31-3, 31-8, 34-8. I'm going to get out of town. And I'm going to wait for my opponent. Speaking of opponents, Pittsburgh at Kansas City. Ben Roethlisberger, big problems on the road. So I want you to hear these stats in case you're unaware. Now, against Washington on the road, he had 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. No problem. Against the Eagles, it was 257-0. Against Miami, 189-1. Baltimore, 264-1. Cleveland, 167-0. Indianapolis, 221-3. At Buffalo, 220-0. At Cincinnati, 286-1. That's not very good. If I gave you the home numbers, 259-3, 305, 380-4, 408-3, 289-2, 279-3. This is a different player. Look, when they played the Chiefs at home, he had 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. But that's not going to happen this time around. Not on the road. Not against the Chiefs. Not against Andy Reid, who does a terrific job after bye weeks. That's not going to happen. Okay? This is about Le'Veon Bell. This game comes down to Le'Veon Bell. So, you got to keep this guy fresh. You got to keep this guy doing his thing. But the Chiefs have to stop him. The Chiefs have to go all in on Bell and stop Bell from beating them. Now look, the Steelers in many ways are perhaps the most predictable team left in the playoffs. They have 2 players, Bell and Brown. Problem is, they're the 2 best players at their positions in the NFL. But somebody, anybody, Rodgers, Coates, DHB, Ladarius Green if he happens to play, Jesse James, somebody's going to have to step up. Somebody's going to have to step up here. Because I just don't know how deep the Steelers can go in these playoffs with 2 guys. And Ben on the road. Now, if they had Martavis Bryant, if they had Marcus Wheaton, different conversation we'd be having right now. But they don't. So it's a different conversation they're having. So I like the Steelers. I like Mike Tomlin. And by the way, Terry Bradshaw doesn't think Mike Tomlin's a good coach. Is he out of his mind? Mike Tomlin's a really good coach. Players love playing for that dude. They love him. But I just question right now, the Steelers, what are they going to do with only 2 weapons? I don't know. DeMarcus Ayers is all right, but he's a 4th receiver. But the Steelers have to blitz Alex Smith, Bud Dupree, Shazier, Timmons. Get to the quarterback. Artie Burns, Ross Cockrell. Cover the receivers. Right? And I think the key here for the Chiefs is Tyreek Hill. You can't, if you're the Steelers, you cannot kick the ball to Tyreek Hill. Even if he doesn't score a touchdown. And let's, for argument's sake, assume that he doesn't. Let's assume he doesn't score a touchdown. He still could bring the ball out to your 50 or the opposing team's 40. He still can put them in great field position. You can't kick him the ball. You just can't. He's too dangerous. Don't tell me how good your coverage teams are. Not good enough. This guy's got another gear. He is a weapon. And he's an offensive weapon too. And I really think that if the Chiefs want to win, their magic number is 20. I gave the number 20 last week for Latavius Murray. I'll give it 20 this week. For Hill and Kelsey, need 20 targets. These 2 guys need 20 targets. Because if they don't get 20 targets, they're not winning this game. If Alex Smith wants to play the role of game manager / bus driver, they're not going to beat the Steelers. Because the Steelers have the two best players on the field. They have Brown and they have Bell. Best two players on the field. So your guys have to do better. You have to be a more inventive offense. Travis Kelce's got to go 8 for 90 and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill's got to have 3 reverses, and he's got to have 6 or 7 or 8 catches. Jeremy Maclin's got to have 5 or 6 catches. Spencer Ware's got to have 15 to 20 carries. They've got to be dynamic on offense. If Andy Reid is unwilling to do that, Pittsburgh is going to win. Now look, I know New England's going to win. I know New England's going to win. I don't know who's going to win this other game. I'll tell you this, the Chiefs are a good home team. They have a very opportunistic defense, a very aggressive defense. Justin Houston, Tom Ali, can they get to Ben? Marcus Peters, one of the best cornerbacks in football. Eric Berry, a great safety. Phillip Gaines, not very good. He's the weak link. Can they expose Gaines? See, I'd put Marcus Peters on Antonio Brown all game long, but the Chiefs don't do that. Which I'm okay with that when they play the Patriots, but now when they play the Steelers, somebody's got to cover Antonio Brown. Because if you don't cover Antonio Brown, ask the Miami Dolphins what happens. He lights you up. Big time. So for DFS purposes, in the Kansas City Chiefs game, I think Alex Smith gets about 240, 260. I think he gets 2 touchdowns. Probably 1 to Kelce and 1 to a receiver. I think Kelce does go 7 for 80 and a touchdown. Will that be enough? I don't know. I think Maclin goes 4 or 5 catches, 50, 60 yards. Tyreek Hill will get 2 or 3 carries, and he'll get 4 or 5 catches. I don't think it'll be enough. Spencer Ware probably gets, I say 60 total yards. They need him to get more, but I guess 60 total yards. For the Steelers, I think Bell is easily over 100 yards. I think Antonio Brown is over 100 yards. I don't know what anybody else does. But I think that Ben Roethlisberger only throws for tops 247 and 2 touchdowns. But somebody will need to step up there. But I don't really think in the DFS, I'm not loving this game. A lot of people are going to play Bell. I think I fade him. I don't want to fade him, and I don't want to fade Brown, but I just don't think this is going to be a very high-scoring game. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's a very exciting game, but I'm not sure it is. And the New England-Houston game, I'm not playing anybody on the Texans. Nobody. Seriously, nobody. For New England, I'll play Deion Lewis, I'll play Blunt, I'll play Brady, I'll play Edelman, I'll play Hogan, I'll play Bennett. Play them all. I'm certainly going to play Gostkowski, and I'm certainly going to play the Patriots defense. I absolutely going to start any of those guys. Those guys will 100% help me win some money in DFS. Absolutely help me win money in DFS with those guys. Those guys are good. Right? Their defense is good. Kicking is good. But that Pittsburgh-Kansas City game, that's a tough game. New England, hey, like I said, this is a tune-up. Pittsburgh and Kansas City fighting for their lives. And remember, here's your reward. You beat each other up, and you know who you get to play? New England, on the road. Good luck with that. Can you see Alex Smith in New England putting up 300 yards? I don't know. Steve Mariucci, the Mooch, he likes Kansas City. I like Kansas City, but not if they're not aggressive. You're not going to go to beat Pittsburgh and then New England and not be aggressive. That's a bad life decision, son. That's just a bad life decision. So I would say when I'm putting my DFS lineups together, I'm gonna hedge toward the NFC because I think both those games can be very high scoring and very exciting. I think the AFC games, I like the Pittsburgh-Kansas City games in terms of excitement. Should be a good game, but I don't think it's going to be particularly the highest scoring of games. And that's what you're looking for in daily. What am I looking for? I'm looking to put up points. Absolutely looking to put up points. But I don't think I could put up those points with the AFC games. Could Ben surprise me? Maybe. I doubt it. He's been terrible on the road all year long. Could Kansas City surprise me? Maybe. But Andy Reid is not going to all of a sudden get aggressive when he has been aggressive in seasons. Because Alex Smith is afraid to make a big play. He's afraid to challenge the Steelers. You want to win, play to win. You play not to lose, you know what you're going to do? You're going to lose. I think that's in any walk of life. I'll never forget this. When I was in college, I used to play tennis with this friend of mine who was a really, really top-notch player. And at first when I was playing him, I was playing, just not to lose. And you know what happened? I get smoked off the court. 6-0, 6-1. I mean, this guy's really good. And then I just said to myself, I'm going to lose to this guy anyway. Let's just rip it. Grip it and rip it like they do in golf, right? Grip it and rip it. So every time he served, I would just unload. Forehand, unload. Backhand, unload. Boom, boom, boom. And you know what? All of a sudden, I was losing 6-4, 7-5. By the end, I actually won a set. Was my friend a better player? Absolutely, he was a better player. We play 100 times, this guy's going to win 95 times. But by playing to win, I had better results. And that's what I want from the Chiefs. Play to win, Chiefs. Don't play not to lose. You play not to lose, the Steelers are going to win this game. Simple as that. You have to play to win. You have to be aggressive. You have to make a play call. You've got Hill. You've got Macklin. You've got Kelsey. You've got weapons. You've got weapons. You don't have Jamal Charles. That's true. But you've got weapons. Use them. Hill is a weapon. Kelsey's a weapon. Macklin's a weapon. All right? Use them and good things will happen. So my prediction is that the Patriots win, I said 34-8. I think the Chiefs win 23-20. And then I think we've got the Patriots against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. We'll have to see if I'm right. But if you want to be right, if you want to win your fantasy football leagues, or you want to make some money in DFS, or hey, it's almost baseball time, you know where I want you to go? That's right, scoutfantasy.com. I did my wild card preview. It'll be up there later today. You want to read my wild card preview? What am I watching? What am I looking for? It's there. Promo code ROTO. That's ROTO. You pay for 1 month. You get 2 more months for free. You get access to our scout scores. You get access to our NBA optimizer. It's not going to be free for long, but it's free for now. You get into our message boards, our community of guys who want you to win. Some guy named Dominic from Queens, he calls into our morning show this morning, and he says, guys, I just tried the optimizer. I pressed a button, boom. I made some money last night. That's what we want. We want you guys to win. That's what we do. We do it because we want you guys to be successful. So please, you're playing in DFS, you want to make some moves this week in football, we'll try to help you out as best we can. Promo code ROTO, that's ROTO. You pay 1 month, you get 2 more for free. It's as simple as that. But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office, well, it's closed, my friends. We are back tomorrow to break down the NFC. The AFC, it's okay, but the NFC, man, I love those 2 games this week. I'm really looking forward to them. You've got some great quarterbacks, guys who have been MVPs in the past, guys who could be MVPs this year, high-scoring teams, Super Bowl, teams, Super Bowl, Russell Wilson been there before, Aaron Rodgers been there before, Matt Ryan wants to get there, and Dak Prescott's like, hey, what's going on here? I'm just a rookie. All right, so we'll be doing it tomorrow, talking the NFC. But right now, all I want to say is be well, take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!